I have not had, have severe rheumatoid and osteoarthritis, but I do not have 90% plus of the symptoms that go along with that. And I'll tell you what, it's one word, one thing. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice, but I started taking Moringa for myself, and it has changed everything for me when it comes to symptoms in terms of now I can lift things, I can do stuff, I can work on my farm. This is my wife, Krista.
Play
Her life,
guitar.
play guitar. Yeah, I
Mhm.
got guitars everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's Moringa oleifera. And let me tell you what, I am so excited to be sharing this with you because we've been talking about it for 8 years now.
Oh, easy.
This,
If not longer. Yeah.
and let me tell you what, this is the update, but it's more than that. There's a lot to share with what's happening in the world in terms of Moringa and what's happening for new people, people that are coming along. So here is, first of all, introductions. Hi, Alex. This is Alex.
This is Alex.
What's
Gee,
going on,
dude,
guys? How we
that
doing?
smile. He's got $1 million smile. Doesn't this guy? He's like handsome. I dig it. So, but this is the boss.
Hmm.
A long time ago, Alex had seen that we had discovered Moringa and said, "You know what? I actually have this whole setup. Tell us a little bit about you, and then I'm going to get back to my issues in terms of not my emotional scarring, permanent, long term. I need really
Mhm.
bad health issues, but my actual
Mhm.
Moringa and slash rheumatoid arthritis issues.
Hmm.
I don't have really mental
Yeah.
issues, but that's a whole nother story. Alex,
Well, yeah,
debatable.
yeah. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for having me on today. Yeah, so a little bit about myself. About 14 years ago, my younger brother moved to the Philippines. He was my business partner at the time in a smaller venture that we were doing. And he discovered a plant that everyone in the Philippines was eating. You can find it in the grocery store, like we can find cilantro or parsley. That's how they sell it in the Philippines. It's in everything: ice cream, breads, soups. It's called malunggay, um, but here they
Huh.
call it moringa. And so he hits me up. I have psoriasis, and he hits me up one day. He's like, "Hey, you got to try this stuff. I'll send you some." He sends me it in powder form, and sure enough, it worked really, really well for pretty much anything inflammatory for me. Obviously didn't cure my psoriasis, and I still deal with it to this day. But that's when I realized, man, this is some pretty cool stuff. I need more. Let me try to find some more. And everything I tried that I could find on Amazon was pretty much the only place you could find it. Just wasn't doing the same thing as what my brother had. I think he found this powder at like a farmer's market in the Philippines. So that's when we kind of realized, oh, wait, we need to source some better moringa and get this out to the world here. And that was about, 13 years ago. And a few years into that is when I discovered you guys. I saw that you were on YouTube doing some pretty great videos talking about how moringa helped you out with your rheumatoid arthritis. And then I saw that you were kind of linking and talking about different brands all the time. And the first thing that came to mind for me was, oh man, he's having the same issue that I was having. Like he probably thinks that this is the best stuff ever. It's working great, but I mean, I saw some of the brands you were holding up or linking to. I was like, this is the exact same problem that I had. He hasn't had the best moringa yet. I need to reach out to this guy and at least just offer him my moringa, let him try it, and then we can go from there. And that's all I did, right? And I think you can take it from there.
100%,
Hmm.
100%. That's exactly what happened. But
Hmm.
let's back up just a little bit for new viewers. I
Mhm.
used to be so riddled with pain that I could not even put my clothes on.
Right. No, he had to, I had to help, I mean, he had to prop his arms up on the
You
dresser
like
and
that.
just kind of do one of these. And I mean, he had such a hard time with all of his joints.
I couldn't move around without extreme pain. And the doctors said, well, you've got definitely this osteo, you definitely got this rheumatoid, and we think that you might have some kind of weird inflammatory blood issue that nobody could really nail down.
Right.
And when I started taking the moringa for myself that you had sent, what worked okay before leveled up into I'm like 90% back.
Hmm.
I can
Hmm.
go out and work. We have a small mini farm because we live in central Wisconsin and we've got a couple cows. We got, I don't know, lots of sheep.
Lots of sheep,
We've got a lot of,
chickens, horses. Yeah.
and there's no way I'd be able to do that.
Mm.
Absolutely no.
Right.
And when we started sharing what happened with us, because I'm not a doctor and you're not a doctor,
No.
but we just said, hey, you do your own research, but this is what happened with us. People started sending us comments by the hundreds.
Hmm.
I mean, and no joke,
Yeah.
by the hundreds saying, this changed my world. I used to be bedridden and now I can play with my grandkids. That's one of the ones that's my favorite.
Yeah, I was going to
Hmm.
say that same
Hmm.
thing. I mean, that one sticks in
Yeah.
my mind all the time. I can now play on the
Right.
floor with my grandkids.
And we started doing some research, and then I'm gonna throw it to you because you're the expert. But we
Hmm.
did a lot of research on what moringa actually has in it and all the vitamins and minerals
Hmm.
and what it does in terms of amino acids. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because that was the thing that went from my mind, like, hey, it works for me, and I kind of don't care what's in it because it
Hmm.
works for me,
Right.
to
Hmm.
understanding this is ridiculously powerful.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they call it the miracle tree for a reason. It's one of the most nutrient dense plants on the planet. Uh, it does, I mean, everyone's heard of turmeric and its anti-inflammation properties, and it's probably one of the most household known terms right now, turmeric, but moringa is even better than that. You know, it's got way more antioxidants. It's got all kinds of nutrients. Everyone likes to talk about the, X amount more than oranges, X amount more bananas. Like you're not going to eat enough moringa to get as much potassium as just eating one banana, right? Because you have to eat a lot of moringa. But pound for pound, those facts are true. And then it's the synergistic reality of all of that. Like the fact that this one plant, that all of that is true and all of it's happening at once. We like to talk about those things because that just kind of goes to show how powerful this plant is, right? So what it's doing for your body, really, most people don't know a lot of their issues, whether it be fatigue, brain fog, joint pain, arthritis, energy, sleep, even just sleep, being able to get a good night's sleep. A lot of that has to do with inflammation, and most of it is coming from the gut. With moringa's nutrient density, it's actually tackling that inflammation. And once that inflammation is being healed from inside, like the byproduct of that is all of a sudden you have more energy, you can sleep, your joints don't hurt, your hair starts to look better, your skin starts to look like all of these things that you didn't even realize. I've heard you say before, like, oh yeah, I took Marine for this, but I didn't realize I was also going to get this, you
So
know?
many
And
people.
those are some of my favorite. You see it in the comments all the time in your guys' videos. So yeah, the word is out, right? 8 years ago, when we first met, or maybe it's right around there, 7 or 8 years ago, you might have been one of the only people talking about Moringa. And now, I just got done saying that turmeric is way more of a household name than Moringa, and that's still true, but Moringa is gaining in popularity really fast.
Did I ever tell you how we found out about it?
Yeah, I believe well, from your videos, you had some missionary friends tell you,
That's
right?
exactly
Mhm.
it. That these were
Hmm.
people who were living in
Mhm.
Southeast Asia and these really,
Hmm.
really hot places of the world that you were saying it's just common. It's everywhere and they
Hmm.
don't have these issues. And that's why
Right.
people started saying, well, you should probably check this out. And that's where it came from us.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, same. I mean, I always joke, you go to the Philippines, everyone looks 12.
Oh
I
my
mean, obviously,
gosh.
I mean, but everyone is just so, their skin is perfect. Their hair is like just beautiful. People who are in their 50s look like they're in their 30s. That could be related to a ton of different things, but like I always joke that it's the moringa that they're eating every day.
So now, since it's been a while since we've actually chatted, and Moringa has really taken a whole global popularity spike, like everybody's starting to wake up. One thing I'm
Hmm.
seeing is like you were saying, and I was hoping you would talk a little bit more about it, is that not all moringa is made the same. You've got these different
Right.
gradings, and like anybody
Mhm.
can just go, this is okay, this is crazy to me. Anybody can go get white labeled products where you just make
Mhm.
a call and they tell you, okay, it's this grade of product. You slap your own label on it, and poof, now
Mhm.
you're selling moringa. But people don't realize that that's maybe not the best quality product you can get. Can you talk a little
Right.
bit about that?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And this is true in the supplement space in general. This isn't a specific moringa problem, even though although right now it's even more of a moringa problem because of the spike in popularity. But this is true, and this is a really good piece of advice I can give everyone in regards to really anything you do in life when it comes to supplements or even food. But the supplement industry in America is very unregulated. Let's just, yeah, put it nicely. And you know, sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. But there are bad actors, and this space is really easy for anyone to break into. Brad, if you decide that you wanted to launch big family supplements, you can be up and running by tomorrow. You don't, you know, people think like, oh, all these supplement companies, and they must have this big laboratory with scientists and this big facility where they're manufacturing all these products and all this, and like this is like a real operation. No, really, there's a manufacturer that is making supplements for thousands of different companies. So you could easily call one of those manufacturers, ask them, hey, do you have any moringa? Can you put it in a bottle of 60 capsules for me? Yes. How much is it? Oh, $4. Cool. I'm going to charge $30 for it on Amazon. Here's my label. Send me 500 bottles. I now have a supplement company. I would say about 80 to 90% of all supplements that you see on Amazon.com are pretty much that. That's what they're doing. Most supplements that you find on Amazon are all being made by a handful of different manufacturers. So there's really nothing too unique about it. The big brands, the brands that are doing it really well, including ourselves, even though we're not a huge brand, but we only focus on Moringa and we only sell Moringa, uh, are actually sourcing the ingredients themselves, right? So we visit the farms, we test the material before it leaves the country that we buy it from. In our case, we buy it from Central and South America, mostly at this time, Colombia. So we're visiting the farms, we're picking it off the tree, we're tasting it. And I've tasted this stuff from the wild. Like it grows like naturally in the Philippines. People have it in their backyards. I pull it off, I eat it. I know what moringa should taste like. So visit the farms. We check out the operations because it does get processed abroad. So we see how are they drying it? How are they cleaning it? How are they grinding it? How are they testing it? What kind of water are they using to clean it? What kind of water are they using to irrigate it? Um, how are they treating their workers, right? There's a lot that goes into how to properly source these materials. So that's just the sourcing of the material side. So we actually have our eyes on the material. We know what we're buying and we bring it into the States. And then from there, everything is manufactured in a GMP certified facility, and it's tested. The product is tested, I want to say 4 times. So the farm will test it themselves, send us the test. And then they'll send us a sample. We test the sample to make sure it matches what the farm said. Then we say, go ahead and put it on the boat, send it on over. It gets sent over, and when it lands, we test it again, right? Because the sample and what they sent us could be two totally different things, or something could have happened while it was on the boat. So we test it again. Once it gets tested, we send it off to the manufacturer, and then the manufacturer they'll test it again, right? Because they want to make sure everything is good. Then they will bottle it and then send us a bottle, and then we test it again just to make sure it doesn't get cross-contaminated with another. Because a lot of these we don't own our own manufacturing. Like we do use a co-manufacturer, and they're manufacturing other people's products. There's a huge cleaning process that goes in between every single product that they do. So we need to make sure that our product wasn't cross-contaminated with another product. So these are things that we're keeping such a really, really close eye on that white label brands don't do. They just don't do. They just get on the phone and say, "Hey, I need 1,000 more. Hey, I need 10,000 more. Hey, in some cases right now, I need 100,000 more." They don't test really, they say they're third party tested, but at what are you testing for? And we test for
Is it
everything.
Moringa? That's what they're
Is
testing.
it right? Yeah. Is it moringa? What are the heavy metal contents? Are you testing for radiation? Are you testing for pesticides? A lot of that stuff isn't required.
Wow. No, I just you caught me off guard there by saying that
Hmm.
do they test it for radiation? Is that a big
Right.
problem for the moringa growers in Chernobyl?
Yeah, right. So, believe it or not, if your product is not organic, and that's probably the best tip I can give anyone, if you're going to go try any supplement, especially supplements that are plant derived, right? There are other things like creatine and other supplements that are made in a lab, right? That you don't need to worry about it being organic. But if it comes from a plant, so if you're going to go out and buy like acai or wheatgrass or spirulina, ashwagandha, turmeric, moringa, you have to buy organic. If you're not buying organic, don't get me wrong, like the moringa is still so good that it's going to do some good things for you, but you're probably poisoning yourself, right? If you're not organic, you're allowed to use pesticides. You're allowed to be non-GMO.
Mm.
And if your moringa is dirty, which most of the time it is, the cleaning process, you're allowed to radiate it. So
Oh,
you're basically using radiation to kill off any contaminations, and that's allowed. The FDA supposedly says radiation at a certain level in foods is okay. But if you're organic, it's not okay. You're not allowed to radiate your material if you're certified organic. And Pura Vida is certified organic. We are probably one of the only, there's a handful of companies that you can find on Amazon that are organic, and we're one of them.
I'm gonna gush on Alex for just a little bit, and he's not expecting this. Scout's honor. He doesn't know what this is coming. We didn't talk about this beforehand, but off camera, solid guy.
hmm.
Every time I've ever seen him dealing with anybody business wise, solid guy.
Yep.
And to me, that stinking matters.
Hmm.
And I know he wasn't asking to hear this, but it's the truth. And we do not, if you go and look at our channel, our YouTube channel, we don't endorse people lightly at all. Matter of fact, we turn away probably 10 a day,
Oh, easy.
different companies. And we've been with Alex and Pura Vida for a long time, and there's a reason for that. And I just want to say thank you for my own personal family, my own
Hmm.
body,
Yeah.
that you're holding the line where a lot of people would waffle and take the easy path out. So thank you.
Hmm.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. No, thank you. Thank you for everything you've done, spreading the word. You've touched a lot of lives as well. I mean, your videos reach so many people. The comment sections of your YouTube videos are just insane.
Yeah.
I tear up sometimes reading some of these. People will write like paragraphs in the comments, and it's pretty amazing. And we're not done yet. We did kind of put ourselves in a interesting position with how up here we set our standards to be for Moringa. Well, it turns out that's not easy to find, right? So
Yeah.
farmers can only grow so much so fast, and Moringa has spiked in popularity a lot within the last year. I mean, for example, on Amazon, Moringa or Moringa powder or Moringa capsules was searched on Amazon probably a total of a little under 100,000 times, right? Those three keywords were searched a little under 100,000 times. Now, today, those three keywords make up almost 1 million searches a month.
Oh
All right,
my.
dude. So
So,
let's cut to the chase. Because how do we get it? What do we do? If
yeah.
already talked to our doctor, which I always recommend, talk to your doctor for any of this stuff. Where do I go?
Mhm. Yeah, so again, just follow the simple rules. Obviously, I think our brand is the best brand that you can go with. We're on Amazon. We're more than happy to we don't mind when you purchase on Amazon. It's okay. If you want to go and purchase directly from us, especially if you're abroad and not in the US, you can go to moringapowder.com.
Mhm.
Um, Amazon, search Pura Vida Moringa, or if you just search organic Moringa,
One,
you're
one,
one of the
one
only.
quick thing for those
Mhm.
people who are, well, let's just say not as cool Latiny Spanishy. It's Pura because he's saying it the correct way, but we would probably spell it differently.
Yes.
Pura.
Yeah, 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 that's true.
Yeah.
Puravida Moringa. Pura, you can say Pura. Pura Vida Moringa. Um, and search that on Amazon. You'll find us. You can just search organic Moringa. We're one of the only organic Moringas. So I think we rank.
So now, since there's been this huge spike and everybody's kind of waking up to how awesome it is and what it can do for a lot of different people, okay, truthfully, there have been some availability issues, but you guys have
Mhm.
really been hammering on that. Can you talk about that for a sec?
Yeah, yeah. So, we did put ourselves in an interesting position where, we've been so reliant, or we've set such high standards for what kind of moringa we are willing to give people, that, that moringa is not easy to find. There's not a lot of farms that are doing that. So we are running out of stock, frequently. But we see this trend as something that's not going anywhere anytime soon. So we have been able to ask our farms to up their capacity, right? So these good thing is these trees grow pretty fast. You can harvest it, and then within 3 or 4 months, it's growing new leaves that you can harvest again. So as long as you have the land and the soil is good, you could keep planting more trees. So that's what we're doing with the farms that we work closest with. So the inventory issue should no longer be a problem, but there have been times, especially in the last year, where it seems almost every other month, our capsules are out of stock or our powder runs out of stock. And it bums me out when that happens because, it's a good problem to have, right? Like we're out of stock all the time. We can't stay like cool. But when we're out of stock, people are still searching for moringa and they're not getting the best stuff. So it's a goal of ours to make sure that we're upping our capacity, never running out of stock, so people never have to experience, inferior moringa. They can always count on us being there.
You
Right.
know, I know Krista has a question, but I have to speak from experience that I would say more times that I try to call Alex when I have some important thing I need to ask. He's out of the country somewhere at some farm and I can't get him. So I know he's speaking the truth
Yeah.
on this.
Yeah.
But you had a question.
It was not
Oh,
necessarily
a
a
comment. Yeah,
question. It
yeah.
was a comment that I have purchased moringa on Amazon for our
Mhm.
family for personal use for a long time. But I do find that it is out of stock. But what I have started to do is get it off of your website, is the moringa powder,
Mhm.
moringapowder.com. And we get it cheaper and we get it free
Mhm.
shipping. So you don't have to have the Prime membership to get free shipping.
So you
And
say, Mom,
Right.
you save money with the subscription and it just automatically ships
Yeah.
to you. And I love that. So
and are
Yeah.
you in that world? Yes, we
mhm.
pay for our own
Yes,
moringa.
I
Even though we
I
love
try.
Alex and we love
yeah.
Pura Vida, we actually buy it.
We buy it because
Yeah, that's true.
we are all about this stuff. It's helped and it has benefited our whole family for many, many years.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
it's kind of crazy because the different uses, I mean, again, not a doctor, not medical advice, but the different uses for it. For example, like right now where we're at in Wisconsin, I know this is going to be funny. Gasp. It's been 70 degrees
Mhm.
and that's kind of warm for us.
It is.
Um,
Yeah.
When it hits 80, I'm kick on the air. I'm
but if
done.
but if I'm outside, I start to get any kind of skin issue, I put some of the oil on,
Yep.
not
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
not an issue.
Right.
But
What are some of the other uses that we use moringa powder for?
again, not a doctor, but go ahead.
No. We actually give it to our dogs
Oh yeah.
and we give it to our horses.
Horses. Oh
Hmm.
Love it.
my
Hmm.
gracious.
Yep.
We've got
Hmm.
an arthritic, old, retired
Hmm.
Amish cart horse
Yep.
named Selah. And let me tell you what, you put it in her food. You talk about it, but
Yeah.
the change in her has been amazing.
Yes. Yeah. I put it in her
Wow.
food. She gets like a half a cup pretty much every meal. So she gets 2 meals. She gets a cup a day. And, she's happier. She is. she's wilier. Man, I gotta
She
tell you,
likes to play again.
she likes to play
Oh,
again. It
wow.
just really, really helped her with her joints. She doesn't feel stiff and achy, and because you can see it
Wow.
in an animal when they're just kind of
Yeah.
not the when they're hurting. But
And let me tell you what,
Yeah.
with her, with Selah,
mhm.
we knew that she was going to come here to kind of have her
Yes,
last pasture
yeah.
days. We knew that.
Hmm.
But it's like she's gotten a second breath.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's a little bit more spicy too, which
Well, that's funny. She pushes back on
That's so cool.
the young horse whiskey now.
yeah, she
But
pushes
anyway,
them around. But anyhow, but so there's, our daughter Grace who has a G tube. We put that moringa powder in her, her food that we make for her, and it just really helps her stay healthy
and more
and then
energy
more energetic.
by a
And
lot.
oh yeah, so it's really great, wonderful stuff.
So,
That's
just
awesome.
rounding out our talk here, is there anything that you wanted to touch on? Because there's been a lot of changes. I always
Hmm.
feel like we're just the squeaky wheel that just keeps saying, "You got to try this. You got to try this. You got to try this." But
You
I
really got
never,
to try this.
but I never
Hmm.
ever go to ask and say, "Hey, is there anything you want to add to this?"
Yeah, yeah. No, I think right now the main thing that I want people to understand, and this goes again, this goes for the entire supplement space, but especially Moringa right now because of its rise in popularity. Not all supplements are created equal. Like the organic, when it comes to plant-based materials, sourcing organic materials is super, super important. You don't want, the pesticides and your, I mean, that we've got some high level people that are trying to end that right now, right? So it's a real thing. But until then, it's allowed. There's a certain level, a certain amount of pesticides that are allowed by the FDA. But if you're organic, you can't have any pesticides in your material. If it tests positive for pesticides, we're in big trouble. If we're saying we're organic and we have pesticides. Same with the radiation, same with heavy metals. Heavy metals is a big one, right? If you're sourcing from India or China, where the air just isn't that good, the air eventually gets into everything, right? It rains, gets into the soil, gets into the tree. Moringa is so powerful that it sucks all the nutrients out of the ground. So it's sucking up the lead, the mercury. Lead count is high lead counts is a problem in the plant-based industry. And Moringa is no different. So, people come to me, they send me emails daily, just like you get emails about people asking you to partner with them. I get emails from farms every day of people asking me to source from them, right? And I just say, hey, send on over a sample. And 90% of the stuff that we test doesn't pass. Actually, probably more like 95%. I wish it was 90. The lead is just way too high. And I'm just like, who is buying this stuff? Who is testing this and then buying it and then bottling it and letting people eat it? We're talking about lead counts that are 4 or 5x higher than what is allowed in California. California only allows zero point 0.5 ppm. I'm seeing stuff testing at 4 ppm, so 8x of what is allowed, and people are buying it, right? People are buying it, putting it in their product, and letting
Giving it to their
customers.
kids.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, when I say people are buying it, I'm saying brands, manufacturers,
Right.
these new brands that are coming out of nowhere, right? Ever since Moringa blew up, there's a bunch of new brands that are coming out of nowhere. They're buying it, putting it in capsules, and then selling it to customers who, rightfully so, aren't really savvy enough to know that this is even an issue, right? So yeah, it's sad because a lot of people don't even realize what they're putting in their body.
Well, again, thank you very much for what you're doing. And
Mhm.
we are shamelessly plugging who you are and your company because we
Absolutely.
honestly, truthfully believe that
Yep.
you are the best that we have found
Hmm.
ever. And like I said, we buy our own moringa from you. So this is
Yeah, I
not
see
that. It's
yours
not
come
like
through.
so
No.
tell them please how to get it, where to go, be specific because people are going to write this down. And we'll put it in the links
Yeah,
below, but there are people who like to write it down.
yeah, Pura Vida Moringa. You'll notice, you'll recognize our little logo there. It's kind of hard to miss. We're on Amazon. Search organic Moringa or Pura Vida Moringa. You'll find us there. But like Krista said, if you do want to shop directly with us, or you don't have a Prime account where you're getting free shipping, and you don't mind waiting 2 to 3 days to get your product, and you subscribe, our subscription discounts are way better than Amazon subscription discounts. I think if you subscribe on Amazon, you save like 5%. With us, I think you save almost 20%. It's a
Yeah,
really good
it's
discount.
crazy. It's great. It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So
actually,
moringapowder.com,
mhm.
moringapowder.com if you want to shop directly with us, or Amazon search organic moringa, Pura Vida Moringa, you'll find us.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Krista?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
what I was going to say is for us, Amazon, it takes us a week and a half to get stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So it's
Yeah,
He's in
even better.
California.
It's better for
yeah.
us to get stuff from you directly than to get it
Yeah.
from Amazon. So
Right now in California, if I ordered right now, I would get it by 2 p.m. So that would be in like 5 hours. I would have it at my door.
Oh
that's
my gosh.
crazy. Just
For my product, not all products, but for my
right.
products. We have, so much out there.
Oh,
Crazy.
wow.
That's
What a
crazy.
world.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not a drone. It's not a drone delivering it yet, but yeah, it's still pretty fast.
Will you have to thank your drones when they drop stuff off in the future? You're like,
Yeah,
"You
yeah. You have to tip
appreciate
them.
it."
You have to tip the drone.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Get a little bit of NiCad battery action. Okay.
Uh,
Well, ladies and gents, I truthfully hope you check this out. But talk to your doctor, do your own research, check it out. And that's by my own experience, I'm saying it's made a world of difference for me.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that said, thank you,
awesome.
Alex.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, guys. This was fun. We'll have to do this more often.
It's a
Yep.
double dog dare, man. See ya.